Afternoon, everybody. First thing you may notice, I've had a haircut. Yep. Finally got sick of hair going in my eyes, especially on track days. When I did the track day at Cadwell Park, my hair kept going in my eyes. It was fucking annoying, so finally had one. Worked out that it's been 6 months since my last haircut. So this should do me for a little bit now. So, yeah. Anyway, so the track day wasn't a great success for me. I wasn't too happy at the end of the day. I think that reflects on the video. But I have been busy this week trying to sort that out. Well, from my desk at least. You know, I've not actually been hands-on yet, but that's what we're doing today. So it's Friday afternoon. I managed to get the afternoon off work today, so we're going to go meet Josh at the unit. He finishes work about 4. We should get there about the same time, hopefully. So yeah, I've been doing quite a lot of reading up, and you know, I've had I've had about fucking 200 messages on various platforms of people with ideas, most of them different. Everyone's got their own ideas. It's very rare that two of the opinions are the same. But so what I've done this week is I've ordered a Tilton bias valve from Tegiwa, and I got some new lines as well because the threads are different. So we're going to have some new brake lines from the master cylinder to the bias valve and then to the rear T-piece. All that came next day from Tegiwa, so thanks for that. I've also ordered some new tyres, and they actually came the next day. I've not got them in the car now, but I just saw them on eBay, and I've loved these tyres, and I've had them before, but I've never had brand new ones because they're so expensive. The Yokohama AO48Rs. Now they're usually like 220 something pound each for my car normally, I think. But I managed to get a full set brand new off eBay for £400. So, you know, half price to what the RRP is. Still quite expensive, and I didn't really want to spend £400 on tyres, but I did. I just didn't feel like the RSRs were working for me. I remember when I used to run RSRs before, I absolutely loved them, but most of the time I was B series then, I had a lot less power. And I did run them when the car was K series as well, but only for about 4 laps of the Nurburgring, and I think I might remember them performing better than what they did. The odd thing was that they were performing so well on Josh's car, but I mean, he had a bit more weight and you know, about the same power, but maybe it's just because my car, you know, had the more aggressive diff, you know, the stiffer springs, the less weight. I just don't think the tyres were good enough. I don't think they could keep up, but I'm still going to raise the front of the car up as well. But yeah, the tyre size now, we're going to be running 225 45 16 square. So front and rear. I've never done that before, which may sound a bit stupid considering we're going to the Nurburgring in a week, but I've been speaking to one of my Spanish friends, Enric, who's going to the ring as well, and he runs this on his EG 225 45 square. He runs 888Rs, the Toyo 888Rs. I was going to run them, but £630 for the set, and then I found these AO48s on eBay, which I know are a cracking tyre, so yeah, I'm chuffed to get them on. So yeah, so we've got a new bias valve and we've got new tyres. What else we're going to do? I've got some fresh oil, courtesy of Mixed Garage, thanks for that. They sent us it back when we serviced the 330D, they sent me the oil across, so I've not serviced it yet. I forgot to change the oil before Cadwell. So the oil that was in it at Cadwell has been in it for a little while, but it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to change the oil, change the brake bias valve, change the brake lines, and yeah, I'm going to go collect the I think I'm going to put these tyres on my Enkis, which I've not had on for a while. So I've actually got a set of Enki RPF ones. The only issue is 2 of them are silver and 2 of them are gold. The fronts are wider than the rears as well, which is good, but since I've run the same tyre square, it doesn't really matter. But I have run a 225 on a 7J Enki before, and it was fine. The same tyre, actually, the AO48, so I don't think it'll cause any issues. I was getting a lot of drive shaft vibrations on Sunday, and at the time I was thinking it could be related to the understeer. I don't know exactly how the math works around that, but one side of the drive shaft, I think it's the passenger side or the driver's side if you're American, is too long, and a way to get around that is to swap the drive shafts around from side to side, but obviously you need to swap the inner CVs because the inner CVs are different. I'm going to try and get that done today as well. I mean, raising it up should solve those issues, but swapping the inner CVs around at the same time should help it out as well. So yeah, we've got a lot to get crammed into an evening. I don't know if we'll get it all done. I'm going to try anyway. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, you know, the car will be totally different. I'm still going to try and drive over on the RSRs with the T37s, simply just to save the AO48s, because the AO48s have a 60 tread wear, so they'll get worn out so fast even on the road. So I'm going to try and see if Rolex Dan will take the wheels across for me in his Touareg, but I'm still yet to convince him. If everyone could just comment and say, Rolex Dan, please take Dan's Enkeis across for him so that he can have the 225 on track, that would be muchas gracias. I would put them in my car, but I don't want to put too much in my car now that I've got the internal lines. I could probably put 2 in my car, I reckon, but I don't think I'll get the full set of 4. So I'm going to go, I think 2 of my Enkeis are at home and I think 2 are at Joe's unit. I've not used them for ages. I don't think I used them at all last year. So yeah, we'll have to go and pick them up and get them on. Right, so I'll catch up with you later. I know this has been quite a long intro, but there was a lot to say. And yeah, we'll get cracking on the tag as soon as I get to Hull. So it's a Clio V6 about to pass me. Clio V6. I was trying to get the camera off so fast then. Clio V6. Sick car. Right, so we've got a load of little jobs to do today. Some of them are bigger than others, but got some oil and finally changed the oil because, like I said, I forgot before Cadwell. So some nice quartz 1050. This is what everyone here uses this stuff. It's real good. Seems to work well in K20s on track. Mixed Garage supplied it for me, so thank you very much. We've got this very nice Tilton bias valve, which feels great. It just feels real quality. Can you see it all right? It just feels like it's been built properly, like the ratchet mechanism feels real nice. Yeah, looking forward to get that installed. Let's buy some new lines as well because these use metric fittings and the comp brake one used imperial fittings, so to get some new lines. I could have got adapters, but to be honest I didn't want to fuck about with adapters, I'd rather just have it straight into the valve. What else have we got? Some more brake fluid because chances are we'll get through the one that I bought last week because we want to give these brakes a good bleed afterwards. I've also got a fire extinguisher to replace the one in there. I used to have one in there before, but it got used for putting out a fire at Stretton once, so that's pretty funny, but got another one because I'm doing all the fuel lines and things like that. I just thought, it's only a little one, so it's not going to do a lot, but I thought it's better than nothing. I've also got some weather stripping, which Ben Rushy22 on Instagram recommended me. He's got a sick tag, you should check it out. I'll put an @ thing to there. So this is just some kind of universal weather stripping that we're going to use on the doors. Should give a better seal than the sticky pads that I put in last week. So we'll tear them off and get some of this stuff on. I bought 10 metres of it, so should be enough to do both doors and maybe the boot. And yeah, and then on the car itself, we're going to be taking the drive shafts off, swapping them side to side as I mentioned earlier, and raising the ride height up. Yeah, let's get started. Right guys, I'm just about to get on with changing the oil. So I've gone for a Hamp oil filter, because everyone knows these are the JDM ones, you know, the really good ones. Everyone loves the JDM, even though it's made in the USA. But I'm told these are the JDM ones, so it's good.
That oil is looking black.
I think that may just be the cleanest oil change I've ever done. Look at that, not a speck of oil on the floor. Now I get to use my new favourite thing in the world, the hybrid oil cap. And one thing I will say is this gets quite hot when the engine's hot, but as you'd expect from a metal oil cap. You should also obviously have your car on the floor when putting oil in it, so don't cry at me, but I know how much oil these take, so don't worry bro, we got this. You can tell a Honda owner when he's really good at filling oil, you know, no spills, especially a B series owner. Right, so as I said earlier, we're going to take the drive shafts off and we're going to swap the inner CV side to side. Found a really easy way to do this now. So there's a ball joint up here, I'm going to take that off. Well, it's already off now, I'm just going to split it. And then I'm going to take the forks off the shock, which will make it easier to raise the coilover up as well. And then we should be able to get enough room to swing the shaft out. That's what we did at the track day on Sunday, and I had the drive shaft out in about 10 minutes. So hopefully we'll do the same on this side and it won't take too long this. Right, this way works really well, but I've just forgot to do something, I did it in the wrong order. Make sure you take the bottom bolt out the fork first, or else you end up in this mess. And I'm trying to fucking get this off at a real funny angle. So, but yeah, you can kind of see how it works, right? Top ball joint off, fork off. Right, I've just noticed something interesting. Come down here. Can you see? Can you tell what it is yet? Right, there is my front anti-roll bar drop link. You might notice it's not attached to anything. Yeah, so that should be attached to the front lower wishbone, and it's clearly not, so that's either snapped off just while I've been doing this now, which I don't think so because I didn't hear anything, or more likely it snapped some point previously, maybe on the track day it snapped, but that's not doing a whole lot. I don't think this explains the understeer though. Surely this would make it oversteer more if the front anti-roll bar wasn't connected. Right guys, we're having some issues getting this side drive shaft off. The drive shaft's like pretty much seized almost onto the half shaft, and the only way to get it off, you're kind of prying against the half shaft bearing, and I really don't want to do that. So we could take the full half shaft off, but that makes another problem. That would mean we'd have to drain the gearbox oil, and I don't have any fresh stuff. I probably should have bought some stuff ready for today, seeing as though we've got mixed stuff in it from Sunday, but I didn't think things through, and here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it as it is for now. Joe's got some drive shaft with his EG. His EG is not going on the road anytime soon, so he says that we can have his drive shafts off that. Josh is convinced that he had it off a second ago and it's gone back on.
Splines and everything, and then when we couldn't get the outer off,
yeah,
it slid itself back on and now never wants to come off again.
Well, we've been battling with this for about half an hour now, so you know the clock's ticking. So I think we're just going to leave it as it is for now. Probably put this back together and then just get the other drive shaft off Joe for the other side, which is one that is already converted with the shorter shafts. Right, all I'm going to do with this is measure it from the top down to the bottom. It doesn't really matter where you measure from, just as long as you measure from the same point before and after. So I'm going to try and raise it up 15mm. So just measure it from the top up here somewhere. Right, so that is 203. 235.
225.
No, that's there. Bottom doing the bottom.
Oh, is that why you made? I thought he was measuring to the top.
Bottom of the collar is 228. 229.
No, 234 to the bottom.
234.
Yeah.
That's what I said. 234. So we want it to be 249. Right, so I've had a slight change of plan. Couldn't really be asked doing it on the car then, it was a bit too fiddly, so for the sake of 2 bolts, ended up taking both the coilovers off. And Josh has took charge of setting the measurements correctly because, well, it's probably for the best for us all that Josh does this. Quick shout out to Vinny for greasing these up last time he was putting the springs on. Right, so I've just got the bias valve all lined out and stuff like that, but I'm going to wait for Josh to do that so we can do it at the same time, hopefully not lose too much fluid. But in the meantime, I'm going to have a go at putting the new weather seals on. So I've got all this, like 10 metres worth of stuff.
How much was it?
20 quid? Not too bad. So yeah, we're just going to get it on the door and put it all around the door. Hopefully we'll be weather seals. Right, so I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I did put these rubber things on, these foam rubber things on last week. Then they kind of did the job of stopping the door rattling, but as far as weather sealing was going, they weren't doing much. So I'm going to move you back a bit so you can see. So I've never done this before, but I don't see how it can be difficult. What I'll do first is clean up all the edges, of course, get rid of all the dirt that's already on there. And then it's just a case of cutting it to length, peeling back the protective film and sticking it on. It'll go all the way around there. Bum, bum, bum. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a go. This will be the trial door because this is the first door I'm doing, and I'll let you know how I get on in a sec. Right, that's all done now. Not bad for a first attempt, really. There's a bit of excess here, so I just looped it across. But yeah, I mean, it's all brand new stuff at the minute, so it's in a bit funny shapes. I'm sure when the door's been closed on it for a bit, it'll all be nice and flat maybe, but it was pretty easy to put on. Seems to have stuck pretty well. And more importantly, the door feels good now, all the way around. Well, it never feels good, but it feels better. So hopefully now, yeah, be a bit more seals. But, you know, could do with doing the full car to be fair. If you look, there's quite a few areas where there are holes, so I don't think I'll have enough to do the full car, but I think I'll probably order some more and then do the boot seal as well. Now Josh has finished the coilovers, so we're going to two-man this bias valve and hopefully get it done without losing too much fluid. Should I do the clicky finger thing? When I click my fingers it'll be done. Yeah, we'll do that, we'll do that. We'll do the clicky thing. Because last time I did the clicky finger thing, you know, obviously it only took us like a millisecond to do the job. So if we come in here, I'll show you this horrible, horrible bias valve, which I'll not even name. Yeah, you all know where it is. It's a bag of shit anyway. Oh shit, that's the good one. Right, so when I click my fingers, we will have a tilt and bias valve installed. Ta-da! Tilt-turn. It's tilting time. So we've only got one bolt in at the minute, you're supposed to have two, but Pete's took the drill tonight, so there's no drill, but it feels real sturdy just with one minute to be fair. So I might get away with that, you know, weight reduction and everything like that. It's all good. Right, I don't think we're going to do too much more tonight because we've just heard there's a new-ish Parmo place in Hull that we want to go and try. So we're getting pretty hungry, you know, it's getting pretty late now. What time is it? It's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? 9 o'clock? Right, it's 9 o'clock. Fucking hell, that's going fast. It's only just gone dark though, I swear. Right, anyway, 9 o'clock, so we're going to call it there. So we've got all the brake lines in, new bias valves in. I've changed the engine oil. We've not got the drive shafts out, but we have raised the ride height. It's not back together yet, so there's no point in doing that until we get the drive shafts. So tonight, on the way home, I'm going to go to Joe's and pick up my Enkeys. 2 of them are at his unit. He's been and got them for me tonight, so thanks for that. So I'll go pick them up, and I'm going to pick up his passenger side drive shaft as well, so we don't have to fuck about swapping mine across. Right, so tomorrow morning we'll be back up, and we're getting that drive shaft installed, getting the front end back together and bleeding the brakes, and yeah, it should be us done. Is that all we need to do? We need to do the drive shafts and just put the front end back together and bleed the brakes. Yeah. Right, sorted. So I will see you in the morning. You ready for your goodbye? Yeah. Bye, Josh.
Bye.
See. All the front. That's all the front.